What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. Again, another random video, but it's interesting. I want to try something a little different today. I saw this thing in the news outlets yesterday, and it bothered me a little bit. And anyone who knows me knows that when it comes to an artist and their artwork, whilst I believe that interpretation is open and objectiveness is definitely permitted, I don't believe that you can tell someone you can't tell an artist how to art, basically is what I'm saying, especially not after time has passed. And I hope this doesn't end up being like a long video, because this, as I'm thinking about it and realizing the things that are running through my mind, it's a lot that encompasses this, and it's like too much of nothingness happening all at once is what I feel like is going on. So I was just kind of feeling bad for Big Sean. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm the biggest Big Sean fan, because I'm not. But I was a little bothered. I was surprised when I saw that he was trending for a while, because people wanted him to remove his song "I Don't F With You" from streaming services. Like, they wanted him to just remove it because of the passing of Naya. And first, speaking of Naya, actually, that breaks my heart so bad. And I'm not gonna, I'm just like Big Sean. I'm really not, I can't pretend that I'm the biggest Naya fan or even the biggest Glee fan or anything like that. But I was well aware of how talented she is and is, because her work is here for us to see forever, you know. But no, I wasn't a fanatic. Like, the earliest I remember her from, I think, was from Soul Food, the Soul Food series, which I hope I'm not mixing her up. I'm pretty sure it was her, though, when she was much younger, probably 11 or 12 or something, when she got Ahmad in trouble for showing her character, his ding-a-ling or whatever. They were like back in the backyard and they were like playing around or something. They were school kids. It was a whole series, you know, thing or whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was her. The face kind of matches up. Like, it did look like a younger her. I'll look it up after this. In any case, I'm sorry, y'all. You know, I'll admit, when I first heard the story, there was a part of me that wondered, you know, did she hurt herself? And I wondered this because, like, I've been back and forth to and from LA quite a few times, because, you know, I am an actor and I am a singer, and so I've gone out there to do certain shows or to do like web series and things like that. But I also lived in LA for a year. A year is not necessarily a long time, I understand, but a year is long enough to sit and simmer in the culture, the Hollywood culture, so to speak. Because while I lived out there, I was pounding the pavement hardcore, audition after audition after audition, singing, video auditions, everything, meeting people, all that good stuff. And something I noticed that I got to really notice living out there, as opposed to just going out there to do a gig and head back home to New York, was that a lot of these artists were completely unhappy, you know? And it's really difficult to find that balance out there in Hollywood, because Hollywood is very, very plastic. LA is very, very plastic. And that's specifically in the Hollywood sanction of LA. You know, if you're a native LA resident or such, trust me, I've met you. I know how real and welcoming and warm you are. I know, please don't fight me. You know, but the people who have, you know, planted themselves there from elsewhere, it's a different thing, because like me, I'm sure they all went there thinking, okay, this is a lifestyle I've got to readjust and reassess myself into and for. But I quickly realized that that really wasn't for me. I didn't have the interest in putting on the false anythings to exist and survive out there. Excuse me. And so I say all of that to say that I've met quite a few actors and singers and producers and really artists in general out there who clearly were not happy. Some would never admit to it. Some of them were honest enough to say, yeah, you know, you gotta either go with the game or take the walk of shame if you're gonna stay out here and all of that kind of stuff. But ultimately, like, I realized that a lot of people, they, you know, via social media and such, they present this certain life, but when the camera is off, they're just, it's not even about having and not having, it's just they put on the smile and everything to make it seem like, just to make everyone else want to work with them and this and that or whatever. You know, I know someone personally out there who posts like nobody's business. They're doing all this stuff. They're having a certain level of success, but this person is still not happy. And when I saw that, I was like, come on, you're literally getting everything you ever wanted out of life, and you keep posting on Instagram about how happy you are, but then when I talk to you, you're so depressed and people don't know, and it's like, what up, you know? And that's not the life I wanted for myself. I mean, I suffer with depression, but I don't want to suffer like that. If I'm suffering, I usually let people know this is how I'm feeling right now. If you want to interact, but know that I'm giving you the real, you know? But I digress. I've kind of gone off subject. So I say all of that to say that I was wondering if she may have hurt herself when I first heard that of how she passed, of how, you know, of her disappearance, because even looking at her Instagram photos, if you look at the last few, if you are someone like me who has a strong sense of empathy, you will look at those pictures and see that she had a very strong and, I would say, heavy sadness behind her eyes, you know? And then if you look at the pictures when she's with her son, or the videos when she's with her son, those are the moments when she's at her happiest. Which is why, like, I'm not even gonna lie, when I finally learned through the news outlets that she used her last bit of energy to save her son, I'm not gonna front, I cried. Anyone who knows me knows that the love that I have for my mother is unmatched. I don't care what you think about your mom, fight me. You know what I'm saying? And so when I learned that she mustered up, that's like the epitome of, you know, a mother's love. The fact that I can only imagine, like, she had to have fought to make sure that at least my son gets onto this boat and lives his life. Hopefully I can get myself up there too, but he's the important one. Like, I can only imagine. And the other thing too is that I don't know about anyone else, but for me, one of my biggest fear, you know, I would hate to die of drowning. Like, can you imagine that? I've had dreams of that. Like, that's frightening. Like, I could never, you know? And so, yeah, again, I digress. Y'all know how if you watch my videos, you know how I am. I apologize. But I was happy to know that she didn't hurt herself. That made me very happy. I was heavily filled with joy, if that makes sense, to know that she mustered up this energy from her love of her son, this mother's love of her son, to ensure that he lives a life, because he's only 4. I was heavily joyed to see that she mustered up that energy to make that happen. And I'm saddened simultaneously, which is why I guess the joy is heavy that, you know, her life had to end in the manner that it did. And that brings me over to Big Sean. When I saw that he was being attacked for his I Don't F With You song, I was confused. I mean, I understood where it could have started from, because obviously Naya had just passed, and, you know, the news outlets came out and said, you know, how she passed and why she passed and such. But I was still confused as a person, because Big Sean and that song has nothing to do with her passing, and people were really attacking him, you know, saying things like, I hope you, something like, I forgot exactly what the words were, but like, I hope you know better, I hope you'll know better than to write a song like this about someone not knowing what their future might be. You know, that was stupid. To be honest, that was stupid. And you have to consider the fact that Naya even lip sang the song on, what's that show called? Well, I think it's called Lip Sync, I guess, I don't know. But the thing is, the song has nothing to do with her. Big Sean has nothing to do with her situation, with the way things happened to her. You know, life happens, fortunately, but also unfortunately, you know? And I think the reason that this bothered me is because, again, I think I said this in the beginning of the video, like, as an artist, I hate for people to reprimand an artist for expressing themselves via art, you know. And the thing is too, I have to also mention, you know, the song isn't even necessarily about her. The song is more about his pain and his hurt from his experience with her. You have to realize these two, there was definitely a great sense of love there. You have to have some kind of love to decide that you're gonna marry someone. You know, they were together for a good while, and they were engaged and had a wedding date and had, you know, a venue and all this good stuff set for their wedding. They broke up. People laughed about it back then, but you have to consider the fact that Naya still went on with the marriage. She literally just plopped another man into Big Sean's shoes. No pun intended, if any is there, you know? And that's part of the reason why I wondered if she could have hurt herself, I have to say. Because the fact is, like, again, a lot of us laughed about that whole situation back then. Like, we looked at it like yo, what is she doing? Like, is she crazy? Like, how do you do that? Just, you set this whole thing up for one man and you just plop another into the situation like it's nothing. That's how people were talking back then. And I remember thinking, like, you can't, like, something is off here. Like, you can't be a completely happy person. Like, there has to be some kind of, like, depression or something there for you to be able to do this so easily, you know? And then people were also saying, like, she couldn't have just, she probably had a whole situation going on, an entanglement, if you will, you know, with the new guy, for her to be able to jump into a marriage with him so easily or something. Again, I didn't really care that much back then, nor do I care that much right now, per se. But, you know, people were talking, and it is what it is. So, as any man would feel, or any woman would feel, if you have a whole marriage set or a whole wedding set up with the person that you love, and things go awry, and your ex-fiance still moves forward with the marriage on the day you were supposed to get married, with everything lined up that you were supposed to be standing in for, you are going to feel some kind of way. You are gonna feel hurt, pissed, angry, all that stuff. And he did what he's supposed to do as an artist. He created a song that perfectly allowed him to exert that anger, you know? And it's like, yo, how dare you push this idea of cancel culture so hard onto someone because of a situation that has nothing to do with them. You know, he's not connected to her passing at all. And I understand there are people who love her endlessly and want her to be seen in the best light. And the fact is, she's seen in the best light. She literally sacrificed herself for her son. You cannot destroy her in any way, shape, or form. So don't try to destroy someone else just because you know nothing more than cancel culture. Like, I'm hurting and I've got to make sure somebody else is hurting. That's what that really is too, you know? So leave Big Sean alone. Leave the man alone. Let him live. And then I want to add, you have to remember, if I remember correctly, and I'll try to, like, you know, I don't like editing too much, but if I find the info, I'll put it here somewhere. I don't know. But you have to remember, I Don't F With You is not the only song he did. He did another song about the situation or about Naya or something, where Ariana Grande sang the chorus. Because remember, Ariana Grande dated him after Naya. And people were saying things back then like, yo, you're young, you're dumb for doing this, like, why? This has nothing to do with you. And again, I'm gonna, you know, just playing devil's advocate, like, if that's the case, if this is how you guys feel about Big Sean, creating this song, what was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when he was feeling a certain type of way about Naya treating the situation the way she did, then are you guys gonna give Ariana Grande the same heat? Is she gonna get that same power of cancel culture as you're trying to give to Big Sean? Granted, Big Sean's not even paying it any mind at all, as far as I see. It doesn't seem like he's responded to anything or acknowledged anything, as that's the way it should be, you know? And the only reason I'm saying anything is because I hate for people to attack another artist's form of art. Like, don't tell me how to express myself. You should be happy I'm expressing myself via art, as opposed to other artists who's out there let me not even say that, but let me just, because yeah, let me not say that. But the point is, he could have, what if he was an aggressive person who decided, like, you know, I'm a teacher, I'm a hit my woman or something, you know? That would be terrible. That would be god awful. And the fact is, a lot of y'all out there still support artists who are well known for being abusive. He has expressed himself via his art. He's a rapper. He does music. He felt a certain type of way and he created a song that allows him to get rid of that anger. Like, that is a song, that is a hype song. It is, you know? And so, get off his case is what I'm saying. It just bothers me. I hate for people to just, it annoys the crap out of me. And I really had no intention of doing a video about this. It's just something I was thinking about yesterday, and then I woke up today, and today is like my last day, my last full day in Georgia. And so I was like, yeah, I definitely want to try to shoot some more videos. And it just hit me like, oh, let me talk about that. Like, because it was still on my mind. Like, I woke up thinking, like, why was it still on my mind? Oh, I was eating breakfast and I was just looking through my phone and I saw, like, it was more like there were news outlets doing YouTube videos about it, you know, like whatever those drama channels or whatever they are, you know. But yeah, it's crazy though. I really do. Leave Big Sean alone. Like, don't do that, you know. I mean, I hope, you know, if one of Taylor Swift's many exes were to pass, would they say the same thing about her and her song? Should she get rid of the song? Should she remove it off, you know, streaming services? Should she remove the music video of whatever song she did? Because that's pretty much inevitable, you know, unless she, you know, happens to pass before one of her many exes, you know. And I'm not wishing anything on anyone. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is stop picking and choosing, and cancel culture is just freaking disgusting. Leave Big Sean alone. Let his music be. The same people that are like going off about this song from 7 years ago basically are the same ones that were like bopping to it hardcore. I'm certain, let it go. Leave the man alone. Leave his art alone. Stop bothering artists and their art. Either enjoy it or ignore it. Point blank in the period. And God bless Naya's family. I can, like, even thinking about it now, I almost want to cry. Y'all ain't gonna catch me crying on camera again though, but like, that is just so many things wrong with the situation. Her son is 4 and he's so young, and like, he was there. Like, I hope they really give him some kind of counseling as he grows, because it's gonna be traumatizing for him to get to a certain age and realize, I don't know my mom, but I was there and witnessed her die because she was saving me and trying to make sure that I could live and survive. That's gonna be insane for him. And I pray that they really ensure that he gets the proper counseling and love that he needs from his family. I'm sure he's gonna get plenty of love. He's getting the love from his family, his grandparents, his dad. Naya had people that loved her so much. The Glee cast seems to definitely be prepared to love that little boy as well. That little boy is definitely going to be loved, but he's gonna need some kind of counseling as well to ensure that he knows that this is not his fault, that his mother did this for him, yeah. But also the thought of having to choose to just drown, and not to say that she chose to drown, but to know that you're so exerted that you have no other choice but to just, like I said before, one of my biggest fears is, like, I would hate to die from drowning. Like, that's, if the idea of a prolonged death, it scares the crap out of me and hurts my heart so much. I've actually dreamt about drowning before. That is the scariest. It is one of my biggest fears ever, and yeah. Wow. I really do pray that her soul is at rest though. She made a major sacrifice, and I pray that she is looking down happy, knowing that people found out exactly what happened and that her son is safe. That her son is with family and with his dad, and I hope she's happy. I really do. But I'm gonna end this here. I don't know where this video was supposed to go. I don't know. This is new for me. I'm not really the commentary type. I just like to talk about myself and my art and everything. This is actually sometimes situations like everything that I just spoke of. These are things that I'll usually think in my head, and often like songs will come of these situations, yeah. Oh God. Life. But like I said, I'm gonna end this here. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this all the way through, this is one of those long videos. Be safe, be kind, be loving, seek help if you are sad, going through depression, or anything like that, seek God. Trust me, Christ is a serious help. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. God bless.